Hello friends, Jack here. Jump tomorrow Substack for Wednesday. Yeah, we were watching a movie, simple movie, Julie, a child movie, and her husband had been a diplomat in Europe after World War II, and he was quite proud of how he helped some Jewish families come back and settle in Paris, get their houses back. But when he went back to visit, like 15 years later, and he tried to find some of these families, they weren't there anymore, and he didn't understand it. He found a relative, and they had to leave again. So they were brought back, sure, but the neighbors, the white neighbors who had not stopped the Nazis from removing the Jews, the white neighbors, when they would look at the Jews, they would feel guilt. And instead of being nicer for the guilt, they didn't like feeling the guilt, and so they didn't like seeing the Jews. And the Jews eventually were driven out a second time. And the artwork that this diplomat was so proud of having restored to them was found in museums. And when it says given by, it says given by an anonymous donor. So their names were eliminated. That story reminds me of these books I read after Trump era 2016 of White Tears, when someone tells in a group about the racism they've experienced, the white person, generally a white woman, will be so upset, she'll cry. And so instead of people listening and sympathizing with the racism, they now are sympathizing with the poor white person who's so disturbed. And that brings me to after the Civil War, when we didn't ever eradicate the white supremacy racism that caused the war, it was just allowed to be. Those folks had this reaction similar to the whites in Paris, that they, instead of being sorrowful, they got mad at the reminders of how rotten they were. And that is today. We have this rebounding of their guilt turned anger. And I don't ever think of it as they. I think of it as we, because every human feels everything. What is it in us that refuses to apologize, make it right? Instead, how dare you make me feel guilty? That has to be in all of us. Yeah. I love you. Bye.